So last week I worked on a little bit of the cinematic. So for Daughter of the Rift, the game I'm working on, there's a cinematic. I did some work on that, not enough to show anything on, but I did a lot of work on this planet locations, cities, points of interest, and combat nodes. So in the game, imagine when you go to a planet, you're gonna see like an actual planet like this. And on that planet there's going to be nodes, different kind of nodes. You have a little ship. Imagine this is your ship, and you drive around and you go to these nodes, and you can kind of do different things depending on what node you go to. So I'm in charge of the planet exploration game design portion of the game. So I'm pretty much outlining what nodes we needed for each planet, and these can change, except some of these are based on the story. So we have a story Bible, and our writer, Christy Eckert, she is awesome. She writes the story Bible for, she does all the story stuff for Daughter of the Rift. And so in the story Bible, each planet, she kind of writes about the atmosphere, like the biome, the types of flora and fauna, which is plants and animals that are on the planet. And so I would go to the planet in the story Bible link. I would go to the planet, I would read it, and be like, what in here is relevant for the planet nodes? A lot of times she would detail cities like Ladalia and Fenelton and Bariv. I don't know how you say that. Bariv? Maybe I need to ask. But she mentioned these cities, so I have city nodes, and these would be locations where I would say the city nodes is like the main mission quest locations. You're probably gonna, if you're following the main mission path, you're probably gonna be going to a city node, because the main mission is fairly linear. Like there's a story to tell, and you go through the story. However, we do have side quests, so every planet has its own struggles, and there's like events going on every planet. They got their own thing. So those side quests are kind of gonna give you a better understanding of how the people on that planet are being affected by the events of these mysterious rifts that are appearing, people falling in the rifts, mysterious beings are coming out of the rifts, and you've got this military, the ZSC, they're trying to get everything under control. They're also trying to keep things under wraps. They don't want everyone to know everything. You know how the government and the military is, that kind of thing. And then you've got this organization of, I want to call them bounty hunters, but they're bounty hunter-esque in the sense that they do their own thing. And Grecian, she used to be a part of the ZSC, this special detachment called like the Blades, and they have these abilities. They're pretty much really good in combat. They've got these blade-like abilities where they can manifest these blades of energy or matter, whatever you want to call it. But I'm rambling. Back to this planet node thing. Yeah, so I was pretty much detailing this because when we lay out the planets, we got to know where the nodes are. And I feel like this will help not only me as the artist who have to create the icons for these nodes, not necessarily the icons. There's a UI UX artist that we recently got on the team named Nat. And Nat is going to be in charge of doing the UI UX stuff, and I think the icons would fall under that purview. But when I say icon, I mean like, so a city, Ladalia, will need like a town. There's going to be like a little illustration of a town, and I'm going to do the illustration. I'm going to create the little illustrations for this map. If you've ever seen like a map, imagine that kind of stuff, the way they detail cities and mountains and locations. It's going to be like that. And if I go through here, you can see this is Adamu Prime, one of the locations. This is Eve's Moon. I didn't want to go through all of them, but I could go through all of them if it's interesting. This is Eve's Moon, and the story Bible kind of talks about the different conditions. So some of them have more than others. Eve's Moon really doesn't have much on it. There's just like a military base that fell spry. And this is just representing gates. Like the player will have to go around them and like, and then this is a counter. They can fight here, fight there, and go here. And the mission will probably be for them to go there, and then they can leave and Go off planet, go off world. After they finish the mission. This is Valmora. It's supposed to be like a, what is it called? Like in tune with nature kind of thing. A place where there's like a lot of plant life. It's predominantly pink. There's a lot of pink, violetish hues for these plants. And for this planet, there was 2 oceans. I thought it would be cool to make the oceans look like little leaves. Like you see, this is a leaf, this is a leaf. And of course, this is super rough. Like when I actually do the illustration, it will look good and not just be a bunch of polyline points with color fill. And then we got Gundark. There is a prison. The big thing about Gundark is it's a prison. There's a lot of lizard people that live here. They're pretty much, the whole planet is known as the prison planet because they got this huge prison that like different planets send people to this penitentiary, and like they just stay there. And the Scytha of Gundark are very proud of this prison. They're like, it's a harsh environment as it is. Imagine there's like gray skies all the time. There's like shale, the fields of shale and basalt everywhere. It's very barren. It's hard life. It's a hard life here. So, you know, these lizard people, they live these hard lives, and it's like they're proud of it. Like, you know, so them taking care of this penitentiary, it's like they really like that. Then we have BRX12 location nodes. BRX12 is a cold planet. I was trying to show that through the color, just show ice. And again, I know this is like super low detail. The only thing you can really see is shapes and colors, but I kind of wanted to keep it like that, just in terms of just so you can see everything clearly and you're not going to be distracted. And I tried to use shapes because shapes are easy to recognize. But yeah, I went through and made different maps for each location. This would be a part of like game design, and these maps probably will change. I have encounters, so I put a lot of stuff in there because I was thinking when the player goes to that planet, they'll be able to do like 3 or 4 side quests if they want, along with the main mission. Let's say they don't do all the side quests here, they go to the next planet, which is, let's say they went to Valmora. They didn't do them here. They did like 1 or 2, and they went to Valmora. Then the main quest takes them back here. Then maybe they can pick up those other ones. We're still working on a reward system. So like, what are they going to get for these things? We don't really know yet. Experience is an easy kind of reward, but we're trying to think of other things as well. Combat experience, you know, that's always good. So that's what I worked on this week. I spent a lot of time working on this. So next week, which way is forward? I'm trying to point forward. Next week, or no, this week, I'm going to be working on the cinematic. This cinematic thing, it is big. Okay, there's like 30 illustrations I have to do for it. See, what I'm trying to do is figure out a way to do it quickly, a way that I can speed up this process, because I created the art style of Daughter of the Rift to be kind of unique, but I also wanted it to be easy to make, which in a way, I don't know, I kind of feel like that's counterintuitive, but maybe it's not. I looked to Cubism to answer that question. I really liked Picasso's Cubism, like that art movement he had, an art style. It was very cool. So it's inspired by Cubism. If you look at the art, you're like, oh, it was blocky. It does look blocky. Let me see. I'm trying to find some, see if I can show some. Some of the art areas. There it is. This one you can tell it's easier to see in this particular piece how blocky everything is. I was inspired by Cubism. I really liked how everything was like blocky or hard shapes, but you could still make things out. That was really cool to me. So boom, got this. I think I showed this art in the last video, but I just wanted to show this because I was talking about it. So yeah, oh, here you go. If you want to follow us, you can go to Future Suit Games right there. Future Suit Games, and you know, sign up for our email. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I worked on last week, was the planet location notes. This week I need to buckle down and work on the cinematic Honestly, I've been working on that cinematic for a long time, maybe about 2 weeks. Maybe that's not that long, but oh, that's right. The storyboard. I had to do the storyboard, which took forever. And maybe I have a picture of that. I could show that too. I think I 100% have a picture of that. So let me get this storyboard cooking real quick. Show you an example. So here is the cinematic, and that took me a couple weeks to come up with. And it's pretty much detailing what our cinematic. It's like a promo cinematic for our story we're gonna have. Let me see if I can go over. I'm not really taking time to explain it. I know I'm just kind of scooting through it. Just I'm going to show it. And I did the storyboard kind of rough, and I used different techniques. Like, and honestly, the technique I use is just whichever one that gives me the idea. It's like right here. When I have a clear idea, I do line drawing. When it's not really clear, I do silhouettes. When it's super unclear, I do these ugly drawings. Like when I'm like, I don't know what I need. I know I need a person doing a thing. So I just draw something. So if you're like, oh, this is not consistent, you're right. He's not consistent. No, but I just, I kind of draw based on, I use the different art styles as a tool to help me. Line drawing is super specific. So I'll use a line drawing when I know exactly what I want. Silhouettes, you can hide a lot. So when I kind of have an idea I want, I'll use silhouetting like this. And I'll go back over it. I wonder, are these the cleaned up versions? These are the cleaned up versions, okay. And because I know normally the storyboards look a lot prettier because they got to go through a lot of layers of people got to look at it and stuff, but realistically, it's just me making this stuff. Like me and my 2 co-founders and are the only ones that really look at this. So it's like I just draw enough to get by, like enough to get the idea and then go with it. But that was me rambling, okay? Because that wasn't really... This was something I did weeks ago, but I guess it's cool. I can put this in the queue for things I've done to keep track on, because it does have to do with the cinematic. This directly affects the cinematic. So I did the storyboard. Now I'm working on the cinematic. I did the notes. Now this week right now, need to work on the cinematic some more. And honestly, I feel like the whole month of July will be me working on the cinematic, just because it's so time consuming. And yeah, it's like a small team. I don't really want to do any more cinematics because it's like it takes up all the time that I have. I know if I focused, if I only did art stuff, maybe I would be able to do a project this big, but I kind of like doing different things, like doing art and then some camera design and then some audio stuff and then some programming stuff, and then just cycle through that. So that was me rambling. Okay, that wraps it up for this week. Talked about what I did last week. Talked about what I'm going to do this week. I'm in, and we'll see next week. We'll see. Did I do it? All right.